Hello everybody and welcome back yet again to another daily update video. My name is CryptoStash and I hope you're having an amazing end of the week. Currently it is Friday and let's get right to the charts as we do have a lot to cover. As you can see, Bitcoin is right now slightly front running the macro Fibonacci golden pocket that we have sitting right here between $94,000 and $92,000, which is also our weekly S3 target for this week. And as you can see, we also do have here that semi-futures gap that I do have marked out since we were above this line right here, basically above the 200 moving average. And I did tell you that it is very possible that we go down and fill this gap. And right now price today almost filled it. You can see if we went down another like 3 to 4%, the gap would have already been filled. But as of right now, we are front running it, and it would be completely normal if we do something like this, since price has been going down for basically the whole week. As you can see right here, we do have four candles, 4 daily bearish candles in a row. And as you can see right here on our normal chart, this target would be sitting around 92,000 and 94. Stock market is doing well today. You can see right here, basically we are bouncing from this low. We did make quite a swing failure pattern of this low right here, and it was also the weakliest one. We held above that, and right now, as you can see, we only wicked down below. And if you entered here after this week to the downside, you would have made around 1.5% to the upside. We are potentially going to test the weekly pivot once again. The S&P 500 also bouncing perfectly from the S1, currently above the weekly pivot, but we are going to see if this would hold as support. But if we go back to Bitcoin, you can see right here our target, basically the 98 lows that I was talking about in my previous videos that are going to be swept. You can see once we got them front run, price went up, recovered a bit, failed to test the 200 EMA, and then went straight to the downside to sweep those lows right here. Now, something very concerning and that a lot of people are talking about is that Bitcoin would be losing the 50 weekly moving average, which historically has signaled a beginning of bear market. Like back in 2021, you can see once price confirmed a candle closures below it, that's when the bear market started for around 300 days. And it is also very possible that we are right now in a similar pattern like this one. So it is possible that price starts bouncing around right here like it did at those lows. I hope you can see it better. I can zoom in. So right here you can see we bounced around for a couple of weeks, and then we started pushing to the upside, making this double top happening. You can see right here. So the same thing might be also potentially happening right now. As you can see right now, we might start raging here, and then another fake out, potentially setting a bullish divergence on the weekly time frame, like it happened right here. And then we are eventually going to do something like this, in my opinion, since if we enable our yearly pivots, you can see our yearly target would be sitting around 150,000, the yearly R3. And as of right now, we are rejecting from the R2 and potentially targeting once again the yearly pivot down at 80,000 US dollars. So it is very, very possible that we get this correction, but I don't think it's going to be straight up another candle. We might get some chop and then another dump to the downside, or even somewhat of a retest of the 100k psychological level, which is very, very possible in my opinion to happen before we go further down. And also the stock market is still doing well, as you can see. So this is also something to take in mind once the Nasdaq and the S&P 500 start closing potentially below the daily 50 EMA, then we can consider a deeper correction like the one that we got during the tariff news, and then Bitcoin would be actually in a very heavy bear market. But as of right now, still looking alright. It also still depends how this weekly candle closes. If it closes below 100k, then we will be officially back in this previous range right here that we had before. This one. So if we close below the POC, then the next target would be the low 90s, and below the low 90s, basically our last support would be a potential swing failure pattern of this low right here, you can see. So it is very possible that we do see also something like this for Bitcoin. But as I said, for this to happen, the stock market also needs to start putting in a heavy correction like the one that we had right here, and also the US dollar needs to potentially start pushing higher like it was right here and right here. The Bitcoin dominance, I want to cover it. You can see on the weekly it's starting to look a bit like it's about to basically dump very fast and hard to the downside. You can see this pattern would be basically a falling wedge targeting this low right here. So another 8% would be taking us down to 54 to this low right here. It is very, very possible that this happens. And if this happens, the altcoins might get somewhat of more life in them. You can see Ethereum currently trading around $3,200, Solana trading at 142, Hype trading at 37. So not much of a loss, as you can see on those coins. Bitcoin is right now running down alone to the downside. Expect Sui. I would not be surprised if Sui fuels the week basically. Another 70% dump would not surprise me at all. XRP also still holding in this range. And the pump token you can see rejected still for a fourth time on this trend line right here. The liquidation heat map for Bitcoin, you can see we do have most of the liquidity right here sitting at $93,000 to $92,000, which is also where the CME gap is, and I would be expecting that we are going to be taking out this liquidity very, very soon. Fear and greed index right now just about to hit the extreme fear. We are still in that fear zone 22. We have been since last week in the fear, nothing new, and we do have absolutely almost 1 billion of Bitcoin ETF spot outflows, which would be not looking good. It would potentially be the start right here, like the one outflow that we saw during since February until April, where Bitcoin dropped down to 74k. It might also happen right here, since as you can see they have been selling out a lot of Bitcoin. All of those bigger institutions has been selling, as you can see. The long versus shorts ratio for the day, of course, we do have more selling pressure in the market. It is completely normal. Funding rate remains positive for right now. Also, I want to show you something. You can see price was going down the whole time right here, with our open interest going down, our CVD going down, and this would be not a sustainable move, and this is why price started to rebound to the upside for a bit. But right now, as you can see, we are dropping a little bit again, but we will see what the weekend will bring us. And the weekly close for Bitcoin is also very important, and I think this would be it for today, guys. I hope you liked it, and I'll see you again in the next one. Bye.